beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is indeed the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So guys, today's pick a card reading is a really interesting and juicy one for all my singles out there. Because today's tarot card reading is all about whether you will meet somebody soon or not. So to help you figure out whether you will be meeting somebody soon, I have prepared 4 groups that you can choose from, and I would like you to pick one of these 4 crystals intuitively. So the 4 crystals that I have prepared for you are as follows. We have the black tourmaline, we have the carnelian, we have the ocean calcite, as well as the angel aura quartz. So if you need a minute just to meditate in order to make up your mind, feel free to pause the video right here in order to do so. Otherwise, you guys, I want to keep this intro short and move straight into the reading, starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the black tourmaline, and to all my other fabulous groups. I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the black tourmaline, group number 1, which you may have chosen for its protective energies. You may have felt drawn to it because this is the kind of stone that just says negativity be gone, if you know what I mean. But you may have also chosen it for its appearance. Either way, I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly whether you will meet somebody soon or not. So let's see. We have the burning bowl ritual as well as sing. So group number 1, in the burning bowl ritual, I want you to allow yourself to make time to do this little ritual, okay? Do this little burning bowl ritual where you write down exactly what it is that you desire out of love, and then you just burn the little piece of paper and allow it to just go up into the universe. Allow your wishes to be out there, but to be in a place where you're like, okay, I'll just let this happen. I'll just not try and influence the situation. And in Sing, we have another activity just to kind of get you away from having your mind too focused on what is happening in your love life, because what you really need in order to attract the love life of your desires is to just let things go, let things be, not overthink, and just overall focus more on what is happening in your life, what is happening for you, group number 1, and allow love to be something that just naturally happens whenever it's meant to happen for you. Then we have it's up to you. Ask for help from others, as well as wait. So group number 1, one thing that I can see here is that a lot of whether you're going to meet somebody soon or not is up to you, okay? But you may have to ask for external help with certain situations first. So external help could be, for instance, finally going to for the first time, or going back to therapy if that is something that you feel you need, you know, that extra emotional support. Or maybe there are things that you have just never really dealt with that are still lingering around in your space, in your energetic space, group number 1. And in wait, one thing that I can see here is that it will take a little bit of time, okay? Meeting somebody is not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks. For really the best results, you're going to want to focus on yourself first. You're going to want to get to a point where you have genuinely just let go of being too hopeful in love. And by being too hopeful, if you're a hopeless romantic, that is not something that I want you to stop being. I don't want you to change who you are, group number 1. But one thing that I can see here that is important for you is to kind of let go of every time you meet somebody new thinking, oh, could this be the potential person? Or every time you get hit up thinking to yourself, would this romantically work out? You know, just that feeling of being so open that it's almost as though other people could maybe sense that, you know, there is maybe desperation there. So of course, I don't mean desperation in the sense of, oh, you're so desperate, but desperation in the sense of you're desperate to see something good, something lovable in every human being, which is amazing, but I don't want you to feel like you have to do that, okay? If it doesn't click for you naturally, then don't feel like you have to dig and search to find something lovable in order to justify how this connection could possibly work. Then we have, we have the Muse of Inspiration, as well as the 7 of Voices. and the 9 of materials. So in the Muse of Inspiration, we have fire sign energy. The Muse of Inspiration corresponds in the traditional tarot to the King of Wands. The King of Wands is the king of fire, the king of passion, the king of everything that ignites you. So I want you to know that the right person for you, or let's say the person you're going to meet next, is somebody who has this passionate fire sign energy. They are most likely a fire sign themselves. And one thing I can see in the 9 of materials is that they are very close to their next goal in the earthly realms that they have set out for themselves. So that goal could be, for instance, to purchase a house, an apartment. That goal could be to get a promotion or to start their own business. As I can see here in the 7 of voices, they feel like it's still pretty far away, but it's actually just around the corner, as I can see here in the 9 of materials. So they're very much focused on their bag. They're very much focused on their own career, their own success, which is most likely also why there's such an amazing option for a partner for you. This is also why they're the type of person that will be good for you, not only on like a romantic level, but also just as a partner in crime, because they have things going for themselves. They are not clingy. They like to be around you, but they understand the importance of you both still having a career and both still focusing on your own individual paths. So, and then we have triggers as well as meditation. So why does the triggers card remind me of Jhené Aiko's song Triggered? I absolutely love that song. So one thing that I see here in triggers is to watch out for those, okay? If you feel triggered every time you have an ex try and come back to you, or they post something, or you see something, I see that that is keeping you further away from love, group number 1. Block them, remove them, and mute them. You don't have to do anything that may kind of flare things up again. You can also just silently from your side, just make sure you don't see their notifications, make sure that you don't get triggered. The same thing also goes, of course, for other things such as seeing other couples, for instance, have fun and a good time. Try and ask yourself why that sometimes emotionally triggers you, or why it makes you feel like, oh, I'm missing out. You're not missing out, group number 1. Being single is fabulous. Being in a long-term relationship, you often look at people who are single and you think to yourself, I wish I had that independence. So keep in mind that also with love, we really do have this thing where the grass is always greener on the other side. So enjoy your side, enjoy the grass over where you're at, you know, fertilize it, water it, take care of it, enjoy it, lay in it, bask in the sun, okay? Then in meditation, I see here that meditation should be part of your romantic journey. That will really help you get your head in the right headspace to where you can have love be something that enters your life soon, as to where you can meet somebody a lot sooner than if you went through life without meditation. So that is most likely also why we have this card here that just basically says it's up to you. It's up to where your head is at and where you're at emotionally and mentally. So know that your state of being is the most important puzzle piece to meeting somebody. So group number 1, I'm completely honest with you. I'm of course not just going to tell you what you want to hear. So what I see overall as to your time frame of meeting somebody is that it will take time, because you still need to get your head right. You still need to get yourself into a healthy space where you will not fall prey to somebody who just wants to play with your feelings, okay? So strengthening up a little bit, that is one thing that I see first. And the speed at which you do that, you know, don't feel kind of like pushed or rushed or anything like that. Allow yourself to take your time, but know that you will have to go through your own personal development first before you can move on to meeting somebody who is genuinely good for you and not toxic, and not somebody where, you know, you need your black tourmaline to say negativity, stay away, you know? And that is most likely also why you ended up feeling so drawn to this stone, because you're not the kind of person who wants to deal with negativity. So having this protective sort of layer and energy around you is exactly what you need. Group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it gave you insight, and I hope that you can appreciate my honesty. Overall, group number 1, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Leave a little palm tree emoji down below in the comment section to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of your reading, and also just as a little symbol of your dedication towards your own personal journey to love. So group number 1, wherever you are in this world, I wish you a fabulous day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Carnelian group number 2, which is just such a gorgeous gem. I absolutely love kind of like the vitality that it gives us with its beautiful red and orange kind of color. So amazing choice, group number 2. Let's move into your reading to figure out whether you will find love soon, shall we? So first and foremost, we have journal as well as look for fairies. So your journey is one that is very mysterious, very fun, and has a lot to do with self-discovery, okay? With embarking on this journey of just self-growth, self-love. That is especially what I see here in journal, because journaling can not only help us overcome difficulties in life, past trauma, but it also allows you to get to know yourself a lot better. So your journey to finding somebody is all about really your relationship with yourself. In Look for Fairies, I see here that, you know, that is where the mysterious part comes in. That is where the person who you're meant to be with, who you're supposed to meet, is almost like this angel, almost like this fairy in disguise that just helps you out of a very difficult situation that you otherwise would have maybe struggled to deal with all by yourself, okay? So in Look for Fairies, I want you to look out for that person who is there for you in a difficult moment, or who just walks into your life coincidentally when you need them. For instance, if something happens with your car and you're waiting for help on the side of the road, and there's this person who's almost like this angel helping you, not asking for anything in return, make sure that you stay in contact with those types of people who show up in these types of situations of need. Strangers who just help you without you even kind of like asking for anything, but just because they can see and they can sense that there's something that they can do for you. And then we have big happy changes. So it seems as though group number 2, meeting somebody soon, is in the cards for you when we look at big happy changes, because overall happy changes come with romance. Happy changes often come with an increase in love. But there is a difference between romantic as well as platonic love. So let's move further into your reading to figure that out. The situation will improve, as well as ask your angels. So one thing that I can see here, since we are talking about, you know, meeting somebody soon romantically, I see here that your situation will improve. It will move towards your desired outcome, towards what it is that you want. So meeting somebody soon does not seem like it's very far away. Now, does it, group number 2? In asking your angels, I see here that you're still kind of being called to connect a bit more to spirituality, you know, to spirituality in the sense of knowing that there's something out there that is greater than each and every one of us. Kind of like this energetic field that you can take guidance from, and where you can also take courage from. Courage to chat somebody up, courage to be yourself when it comes to love and romance. So I definitely see here that in order to truly move forward when it comes to your romantic life, just allowing yourself to embrace who you are while not being shy to ask for a sign. For instance, asking the universe for a sign, as in seeing a feather or seeing a specific number. That is one thing that I can see will give you reassurance when you then end up seeing that number or not seeing that number or symbol, you know, if you decide to choose a symbol as a sign, so you have clear answers. So that can give you clarity. Then we have the Queen of Voices. So in the Queen of Voices, we have somebody who is very much connected to their logical side. They have strong air sign energy. And furthermore, we have the Hermit. But there's somebody who is reclusive. There's somebody who likes to be alone, who likes to be by themselves. So that is the person that I see you meeting soon. That is the kind of person that I see you being able to engage with romantically. That may be because you're a homebody, you're kind of like a hermit yourself. You like to be in the comfort of your own zone. You don't like to go out too much. You like to really also just spend time being able to be by yourself. and be creative and use your head to do fun things. You don't always need stimulation that is coming from the outside. You can stimulate yourself. You can make yourself feel productive and good. And in the Queen of Voices, I want you to know that this person can be hard to read, because the Queen of Voices, and don't feel like that is a sign as to what gender this person is, and not at all group number 2. We're talking about the personality of this person. So this person can be hard to read because they're so connected to their logical side. They're not a very emotional person. So you will have to teach them to talk about their emotions. You will have to teach them that it's okay to not be able to always express how they feel, but to at least try, to at least give it a chance. So you're really the more emotional one here, and they're the one who thinks ahead, who plans, and who just wants to keep everything rational and logical, to keep tabs on everything, to keep records on everything in the relationship. Then we have growth. So meeting somebody soon is going to come at your next kind of like spur of growth, of self-growth. So that is a good thing, because whenever you grow, that just kind of like elevates the level of person that you're able to meet. Because of course, somebody who is maybe toxic, who is insecure in a sense that they like to let it out on their partner, that is what I mean with toxic, will not want to be around you the more you grow and the more confident that you are. So really attracting high value people who are not going to try and tell you to leave your confidence behind, or kind of ask you why you think you have the right to love yourself, or feel like you're deserving, or know just how much potential you have. I mean, that speaks for itself, I think, group number 2. Like, that is a no-go. That is not what you need. That is not what anybody needs. So just overall, your personal growth, attracting other people who have grown to the point where being intimidated by somebody does not mean that they have to let it out on that person or try and drag them down. They then are self-reflective, look at themselves and see, hey, if I'm intimidated or uncomfortable because of this person, what is that triggering in me? Okay, so that is exactly what I see in the Queen of Voices, somebody who is mature. Then we have control. So group number 2, I want you to know here that a lot of meeting somebody is in your control. I want you to know that, however, the quality of the person is only really given if you allow yourself to wait to meet somebody, if you allow yourself to wait to get, how should I say, serious with somebody during your next kind of big growth, during your next personal development, personal elevation, if you will, okay? During your next glow up, group number 2. So allow yourself to go through that stage first. You will completely know and feel that you have moved on from where you were a while ago, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, to a completely new version of yourself. You will feel very reborn, very elevated, very much like you did have a glow up, and then you will know that you're ready, and you will know that if you allow love in now, then that is going to be the right person for you. So know that in control, of course, you can also decide to do this sooner. There is kind of like this big happy change coming for you that could also be in the romantic sense. This can be somebody who is coming into your life to stay, coming into your life to be a romantic partner. So of course you can let them in sooner, but you're going to have to be very selective, very careful to make sure that you're not allowing or inviting anybody in who might stifle your growth, who might slow your own growth, because it's very important that you stay on track with you, because the only person who really needs to like you is you and nobody else, group number 2. Keep that in mind. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home. Leave a little book emoji down below if you made it to the end of your reading, and as a token of good luck in love. And I will see you during one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Ocean Calcite group number 3, which is just such a gorgeous mineral. It is a very soothing type of stone. It is a stone that just allows you to connect to your calm side, to your peaceful side, and overall, that is the kind of vibe that you're striving for by choosing this stone. So let's move into your reading to figure out whether you will meet someone soon, shall we? So we have pleasure as well as sweet treat. So group number 3, things are looking up for you, okay? Especially when it comes to pleasure. I mean, of course, pleasure is something that can be here just for you by yourself, just you with you, if you know what I mean. But pleasure is, of course, also something that you can share with another person. And in sweet treat, I definitely see here that things are moving in a direction that are sweet for you, that are almost like, you know, a nice piece of candy that just kind of goes down really nicely, okay? I don't know how else to say it for you, group number 3, but things are moving into a romantic direction. This is a sign that meeting somebody soon is very much in the cards for you. It's very much a possibility in the next weeks, okay? So allow yourself to keep your mind open, to be open-minded, and to just overall not exclude anybody from a possible romantic partner. But let's move a little further into your reading. We have the Queen of Voices. So the Queen of Voices is an indication as to who this person may be. The Queen of Voices is mature. They are very logical, making it hard for them to sometimes express what they want. So it can be difficult for them to express what they want romantically, to express what they need emotionally. So you may have to kind of be the one that prods a little bit, kind of be the one that tries to get more information out of them. So allow yourself to be prepared for that. And I can see here in the Four of Emotions that right before meeting this person, right before you meet the one who you're supposed to meet soon, you may feel extremely lonely, extremely down. And if you're somebody who's very emotional, who goes through a lot of emotional roller coasters, hello, hi, I totally feel you. Same. You may just know that this is just another phase, okay? This is just another phase where one day you're like, oh, have you ever seen such beauty? And then the next day you're like, I'm a potato. I'm never gonna find anybody. I'm going to be alone forever. Hashtag forever alone, okay? So you may go through these phases, and I want you to know that you should actually look forward to the next time you go through something like that, because that is kind of like marking the end of one cycle, and you can then move into the next cycle where this pleasure awaits you, where meeting somebody is basically the next thing coming up in your life. Then we have the Six of Voices, as well as the Five of Voices. So one thing that I can see here in the Five of Voices is kind of like a personal epiphany, coming to a personal conclusion as to what it is that you truly desire when it comes to love. So I see more things becoming clear, as well as more honesty with yourself in love. So you may have always thought to yourself, like, I kind of do really want somebody who is successful, but then I don't want to make it a criteria because that would be unfair and that would be shallow. But you're moving into the realm where you're like, this is what I want. I want somebody who is successful or good looking or just overall very well mannered, and it's okay for me to make that part of the criteria. It's a preference, and that is completely fine, because the other way round, it works the exact same. You're being chosen by somebody who prefers you over everybody else. So allow yourself to stand by your preferences sooner rather than later. This kind of like epiphany that that's okay, and that doesn't mean that you're a bad person or a judgmental person, is something that you can channel into your life like that, okay? Because it makes sense. You're not a bad person just because you stand by your preferences and you want what you want, and that is what gives you pleasure. That is what excites you romantically. Accept that and embrace that, group number 3. In the Six of Voices, I see here that this person is a really great listener, the person who you're going to meet soon after the next mental breakdown. And you may think to yourself, okay, mental breakdown happening in 3, 2, 1, where is my person? You know what I mean? but allow yourself to like give it a few days, few weeks, not too long, okay, depending on just how much time it is that the universe needs to reshuffle the cards, and depending on the type of like emotional situation that you're going through. But know that one indication is just how well this person can listen, how much they're there for you on an emotional level, and just overall, even though they're not a very emotional person, they're not somebody who likes to talk about their own feelings, they can still put themselves in your position. They can still be empathetic towards what you're going through. Then we have positive-minded people, as well as learning. So one thing that I can see here is that you're learning more and more about what you like. You're learning more and more romantically for yourself, group number 3. And in correlation to what we've had in Sweet Treat as well as Pleasure, I just want you to know that for you, on a kind of like adult level, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say certain words that I want to say, but you get the gist. You're really getting to know your body better. You're getting to know what it is that you really love, what it is that really turns you on, and what it is that you thought you liked or you thought was the right thing to do, but it's actually just like a stereotype, or it's media that has taught you that this is what love should look like, or this is what being intimate should look like, when it could be so different for every single one of us. So I definitely see here that that's a learning curve, and also getting comfortable with that is something that takes a little bit of time. In positive-minded people, one thing that I do see though is that you're getting support from different people who have been either in your position or just overall are very open-minded. They're people who you can speak to openly about your concerns, as well as, you know, just the struggles that you're going through overall. So that helps you kind of process things. Then we have mental repetition, as well as reliable. Okay, so the person who you're meeting soon is somebody who is very much has like an emphasis on your integrity. So they're very reliable, and they want somebody who is just as reliable. So make sure that when you set up a date and time that you stick to it, especially at the beginning. I can see here in mental repetition that just the more you kind of like repeat your positive affirmations about love to yourself, the more you're going to be able to draw it to you. You know, the quicker you're going to be able to meet somebody and have somebody come into your life soon. But I want you to know here in mental repetition to also look out for what you have been repeating to yourself when you're not paying attention. So are you repeating things like, I look like a potato, I'm not lovable, I'm never going to find anybody? Or are you repeating things to yourself like, I am fabulous, I am so lovable, and I am so like husband, wife material. I am that dream person of somebody at least, okay? So allow yourself to really be honest with yourself about what it is that you're thinking, about what it is that you're mentally repeating, because remember that our thoughts become our actions, and that ends up being our reality. Our thoughts are very powerful, especially in love. So keep a close eye on that, group number 3. So this is a reading that I received for you, group number 3. If you enjoyed it, leave a little, what emoji should you leave down below? Leave a little water drop emoji down below in order to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of your reading, and also as a token of good luck. So overall, I really do hope that you're doing amazing, that you are staying safe, as well as your friends and family, group number 3. Thank you so much for tuning into today's reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Angel Aura Quartz, group number 4. Let me show you a quick close-up of this beautiful gem. I just love how it just glistens in literally every color of the rainbow, especially in natural lighting. Like, my lighting doesn't even do it justice, but this is just such an angelic and mysterious stone, which I absolutely love. So let's move into your reading to figure out if you will meet somebody soon or not. So we have create art as well as ground yourself. So one thing that I can see here in create art is the fact that in order to kind of free up your energy, in order to get things moving around you as to where you can meet somebody soon, you have to move more into your artsy space, more into your creative self, okay? So allow yourself to get into that flow state where you're working on a project, where you're doing something, you don't even notice how quickly time is moving by. You're just kind of like in your zone, you're in your space. Allow yourself to create art, to be in that state of just being, in that state of being in the moment. And ground yourself, I see here that attracting somebody soon and being able to get somebody into your life sooner rather than later, you have to ground yourself. You have to give yourself time to spend that time in nature, to spend that time meditating, to spend that time connecting with the earth, instead of just being so entangled in social media and just overall your electronics. And it may sound really weird coming from somebody who does so much social media to tell you to stay off of social media, but we all have those days and times. I mean, I have that too, where I'm just not active for a few days because I need a break, you know? It's not healthy to constantly be confronted with all of these images and to constantly be confronted with somebody being wealthier or prettier or happier, because that is how deceiving this world can be, and that can affect us romantically. That can affect our manifestation powers. So allow yourself to distance from that. Then we have chanting. So one thing that I can see here in chanting is that you can really connect with your voice. You can really ground yourself with your voice by just chanting, going on the internet, you know, literally Googling like chants where you can chant along with somebody and just overall chant in order to bring that type of energy that you desire into your life, into your love life. So that energy may be very romantic energy. That type of energy that you desire may be the energy of somebody who is mature, somebody who is authoritative, somebody who has daddy energy, if you know what I mean, group number 4. Like, I've seen you in my past readings. I've seen that you love that kind of energy, group number 4, okay? So let's move a little further into it to see if you're going to be attracting somebody very easily soon. Then we have the Knight of Materials as well as the Page of Materials. So one thing that we have here is this earth sign energy, okay? Materials correspond to earth signs. I want you to know that the Page is kind of still at the beginning of their career, whereas the Knight is getting things done. The Knight is just all up in there, making things happen. So one thing that this mixture tells me is that this person who you're going to be meeting next is the type of person who has maybe just switched jobs. So they're not necessarily completely new to their career, but they're new at this position. They're new at what it is that they're doing, but they're putting on a very confident facade, okay? They're putting on a very confident face in order to not allow anybody to know that they maybe don't even really know what they're doing. They don't even really know what's going on, but that is just what they have to do in order to push through and in order to seem like they are in control of the situation. Then we have get more information as well as be assertive. We have yes, as well as it's up to you. So group number 4, one thing that I see here is a lot of positive indicators about meeting somebody soon. And it's up to you. One thing that I can see here is that it is really kind of up to you depending on how much you put yourself out there and how assertive that you are. So being assertive can mean, for instance, going on that dating app or meeting people and just being very honest with yourself, with just like from the first encounter onwards. If you meet somebody in person or you're talking to somebody and the vibe is just off, being assertive and just moving on, you know, just saying like, hey, it was nice, but I'm not really interested. Next, okay? Thank you, next, group number 4. That is the kind of vibe that I see here that will have you meet somebody soon. And I don't want you to feel bad for being assertive, especially if you are a woman, because it is just like so unfair, really, how when men do it all the time, you know, it's cool, but when women want to move on, it's like, oh, you didn't even give him a chance, you didn't even try and see it through. Well, but how many times have men tried to see it through with us? You know what I'm saying? So that is of course not every man. I mean, I do know that I have some fabulous male viewers here on my channel, but all I'm trying to say is that the game of love isn't easy. So it's either you're going to kind of like survive, navigate, be assertive, and not allow anybody to waste your time, or the game of love is gonna just chew you up and spit you out. And you guys know I'm very honest. That's why you come here. That's why you love my channel, not just because it's kind of like soothing to watch these videos, but also because you know I will tell you exactly what I see and exactly what my thoughts are. And I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, the world isn't all fairies and roses. So keep that in mind and know that being assertive doesn't mean that you're the B word. It doesn't mean that you're any of these derogatory terms that people try to connect when one is being assertive, okay? Then we have yes, as well as get more information. So I see here that meeting somebody soon, yes for you, group number 4, which is of course favorable news, but also allow yourself to find out more about that person. That again kind of feeds into being assertive. Find out more about the person if you have a good vibe. If these amazing vibes that you're feeling continue, if you still feel like things are right, then of course allow yourself to stay in the connection, allow yourself to stay around that person. As we had here, very grounded energy, very much earth sign type of energy. Let that be a sign for you. But overall, you know, still be assertive. Even if things go well the first date, even if things go well the first time you meet them, allow yourself to not feel too attached, to kind of cut ties romantically with them if things change, if you get more information and the information is just information that you don't really want to live with romantically. Then we have triggers as well as meditation. So one thing that I can see here in meditation is that that is just something that can bring you back to a space where, you know, life isn't too serious. And I know it sounds very counterintuitive. Meditation is supposed to just put us like in this moment, make us really acknowledge like being present. But what it can actually also teach us is just that all the things that we're worried about, for instance, being forever alone, being forever single, not meeting somebody soon, those are just things like fabrications of our minds. And it's really not that serious. It's really not that big of a deal. And that time is just something that can stress us out unnecessarily, or at least when we project time in a certain manner. So in triggers, I see here that meditation can help you work through those triggers, especially if you feel like I don't have very much time, or I'm getting older, or just overall I don't want to stay in my current situation for too long. Just allow yourself to quiet the mind, to calm yourself, and to remind yourself of all of the amazing people you do have in your life that love you, that care for you, who have sincere love, and to remind yourself that genuine love can take time. Genuine love is something that you shouldn't rush, but also shouldn't miss out on, okay? So that is where you have to be assertive. Of course, it's up to you, like we have in your reading, but don't feel like you have to settle group number 4. Allow yourself to just say thank you next, move on to the next, because that will allow you to find the right one sooner. So you will meet somebody soon, that's for sure. Meeting the right one soon has a lot to do with how willing you are to be assertive without allowing that to have that negative undertone, because it just doesn't need to be like that, group number 4. Being assertive is a strength and should never be used as a weapon. So group number 4, we're at the end of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it insightful. Leave a little, let's say a horse emoji down below, as we have here in the Knight of Materials, in order to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of your reading, and just as a token of good luck and as a little symbol of being empowered and being assertive, unapologetically assertive. So group number 4, wherever you are in this world, I hope that you're having an amazing time. I hope you're staying safe, and I hope that your friends and family are safe. Sending you so much love and light. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in one of my upcoming readings.